What is up everyone, it's TK and today I'm going to show you my favorite event troop strategy with the Fireball and the Yeeters. This was the army that I was using back when the Disarmor was more in the meta, and honestly, this army did not get a single nerf. So let's dive in and see how I crush these bases. So first off, we're gonna have this kind of ring town hall base. Obviously, you know what to call these styles. They're a bit core town hall, double poison, spitters pointing on the outside, forcing you to kind of enter from behind them, something like this. But what are you looking for in this army is obviously one of the key things, the clan castle. If you can get a good value, in this case, it's a monolith and a clan castle, maybe a multi-archer tower if you have good earthquake placement, but it's not necessarily the case because your warden can end up getting it. Now notice this, because we only got three only healers in this army, what I will do is always a regular normal warden charge, but whenever the warden steps up, you have to be ready. Take that rage spell in your hand, make sure you have the freeze or the invisibility spells, and be ready to do whatever it takes to keep the warden alive. But if the warden dies, there is no issue, don't worry. You can send the queen instead of the warden inside the base with your troops and send the king on the outside. But in this case, we're gonna dive in from this side, going into two fire spitters with our main push. And look at the force we are diving into. Guys, I actually managed to change a few things about this army to make it even better with like headhunters, with the funneling of the super barbarians, and obviously with the entrance of like electro titan and ice golem, tanking for everything so you can pop the jump, dive into the base, and later, once you pop the king ability, usually on any base, you have access to the entirety of the base. And around the area you don't have access, like the scatter shot in this case, you can drop the RC easily, pop that ability with the shield and of course that rocket spur to get an entire chunk of the base before your yeeters even have to look at that direction. And look at the force you're finishing this army with. Like, I'm telling you, 1 minute 20 seconds left for this attack to be done. Obviously 1 minute, around 12 seconds ish, but this is a quick attack for a smash fireball attack strategy, and honestly, I'm telling you, man, I love it. But let's move on to the second hit. Second hit is the type of base that actually is a bit like, oh my god, look at that core, I want to fireball it. But no guys, don't even think about it. Fireball, whenever you see there's certain type of values in the core and it's really good, don't go for it, because you don't want to walk the warden too long. Look at this quick warden like kind of fireball, easily. Always, whenever you have no clue where to drop the fireball, consider these areas of the base: 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 12, and 9. These are the corners of the base, which means if you get it, you can dive into any other direction. And it's just easy to kind of navigate in your brain as well. Look at that skelly spell for that single inferno to have more force to dive into the base. Obviously you have wall breakers in this army, so use 1 or 2 at the beginning to get into the base. Use the jump, they use the king ability. You can do other way as well, using the king ability first and then the jump if you're diving into a monolith or you're diving into a single inferno and the king is getting cooked. But obviously, notice this, the moment the king opens the core, the base is gone. There is nothing the defender can do anymore. No matter how much the backend is hard, no matter how many times they kill your healers off, even if the town hall is too far away, you're always gonna have enough force to get the base done and dusted. Look, like the plan for town hall is near to 0. I don't even care. At the end of the day, look at those army camps. If you need more help, you can just activate the army camps, and this is about Legends League. I mean, obviously, it's insane how strong it is. Like, you can power through any base with this army. Doesn't matter if they don't give you the fireball value, if they are diamond, if they are box, if they're a long town hall, rage in the core, heavy double rage. With the fireball strategies, you can always power through. And that's the beauty of it. And they cannot get baited. Right now, everyone is trying to bait still the disarmor, even though some people have switched to the full cane charge or to the, I don't know, like YEETER, root riders and all that stuff. But obviously this one is crazy. So guys, one thing I want to show you in this attack is that you can see the double rages, that they give you that value, but there's so much damage. There's ground expos, there is a sweeper for your healers, so we're not going to take that bait. We're simply going to get again that corner funnel so we can dive into one of the rage towers. I know on most of my fireball videos, and I've done one on blueprint as well, I know I say always get one of the rage towers, but whenever it's this much damage and the warden has to be dropped right in front of an archer tower, expo, like air defense, the air defense will easily target your healers once that's, you know, kind of the new pet is dead, the sneezy. But obviously you don't want that. You don't want too much pressure, guys. Look, we got the corner value. We're easily diving into the base from this side. We do have that ice golem trying to tank on the outside with the skeleton spell, so our queen stays alive. And look at the force we are going with a jump spell into the core. Now, one thing I'm gonna tell you about the invisibility spells, if you didn't use all of them for the fireball, you can use one of them at least for the RC, if that is going to be the case. Otherwise, you're gonna see in this attack what happens. I tried my best to get these like entire areas down, like with the RC, so my troops go into the base. But look at this, everything went to the outside because of that one wall takedown. So what do I do with that invisibility is to force them back into the base. Like honestly, I could just leave everything now and just go around the entire base, but no. One thing I want to do is to make sure once I take down a few more buildings of the trash, I'm going to make the top side invisible, pop the king ability in time, raging through and freezing through, and look at the crushing approach. It's honestly, as I said, one of the crushing attacks in Legends League right now, and it's non-defendable. No matter what kind of base you build, there's always going to be a certain fireball value or certain kind of funnel value for the fireball that everyone can take advantage of. And once, as I said, the core is done, you are done too. It's insane how powerful it is. But we're going to move on to one more hit, and I believe another attack as well, so two more. So let's look at my viral base that Stars was running, and then everyone in Legends is literally running this. You probably hit this 3 or twice a day, and honestly it's one of the tough and toxic ones if you don't know how to take it down. But notice what I do, a little warden walk, going for that rage tower, simply getting the value. You can see how on this base we could get the value of that rage tower because we're not directly on an air defense or on an expo or on a ricochet cannon. It's insane. But now we're gonna wall break everything in. Of course, you can see that, you know, kind of giant with the queen ability and the P.E.K.K.A.s, everything going through the left hand side, jumping into the base. And one thing you can do now is to think of your world champion, because honestly, the base is done. All you need to do is pop the king like on the bomb tower and you're done. But look at my RC, going to drop her on the top side, just gonna pop her ability simply to get that entire value on the top hand side. It's just extras from your royal champion. Look at the king ability. Once that base is open, no base is ready for throwers or the yeeters. They can get crushed and just run through the base. It's insane, guys. Like I'm telling you, no one is ready for certain armies, and they cannot bait it. They cannot build against it because there is no point. And this like troop is insane. It's just crazy how it works. And I keep saying that because honestly, I want to let everyone know like this strategy is really super strong. You can see the swag. It's crazy, man. It's absolutely insane. But we're gonna move on to one final hit. So one of the bases that was really popular was this kind of core minion print space, but this one they have changed it because the minion prints bug did get fixed, as in the Valkyries doesn't even shoot the minion print, so they're not gonna go through that entire like bug to get to the minion prints. So they obviously have a monolith. Now the key thing on this one I want to show is my warden. He is going to die, and I even invested a freeze. So instead of the warden, we're going to go with the queen. This time, you can see how I'm going to have the king on the outside, but obviously, this base, it doesn't have like an inside. It's just outer side, if you know what I mean. So dropping a nice golem, dropping a headhunter, trying to move from this king, going to even rage my queen. Just actually notice how many spells we're dropping at the very start. But The other key thing is that don't start your army yet, because wait for the queen to choose what side she's going to go for. She goes up, but then she might come back down. So now we're going to go with the yeeters. Obviously, you can only drop one so you don't miss out on those extra like yeeter troops that they get deployed. But I like to have more force to dive into the base. Now the king on the outside does work really nice. I'm dropping the RC to keep everything intact through that base and dropping some cleanup. We activated the giant. We obviously want to do more cleanup, so we made sure these troops go to the next compartment. Going with invisibility on my queen so the monolith doesn't kill it, but I don't know if it was really needed. It is what it is. Raging through this entire side to get to the next compartment. Watch out for the king ability. Again, once you get that king into a nice direction, you can really crush the base from the inside out. Just keep it if you use the kind of jump first. Going to pop the king ability right here and the base is done. As I said, every time you pop the king ability, you know the base is done. That's the power of a strategy. Like even with the fireball that doesn't give too much value, like in this case, 2 expos and the clan castle, and then you have the warden dying, it's just insanely strong. And I will suggest you to use this army if you're failing with the disarmor or the cane charge, because obviously certain bases have been adapted. It's not going to be the best bases, but obviously they can get defenses. The link of the army will be down below in the description, and hopefully you like this video and my explanation. Let me know what else you want to see. See you soon in the future. Take care and peace.